Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Hey there, Dean. This is Kelley. My lip gloss is cool. My lip gloss is popping. It's Sunday.
Yep. It's hard to believe that, oh, hey there, Dean, is an old reference now.
Mm-hmm.
People don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
People don't know what we even mean by that.
Sometimes I have to think through where did that come from in my life, and it came from
Making a Murder.
Making a Murder.
Remember when that was everything?
Yeah.
Why do I? The Tiger King of his day.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was the Tiger King of its day, which is now the Tiger King of its day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone has moved on.
So what's the Tiger King of now?
Well, there is actually a show that people were calling like the new Tiger King. Now I can't remember what it was. I watched some of it too.
Wow.
Isn't that fascinating?
No, to be the Tiger King of your day, or the Making a Murderer of your day, you have to be the thing that everybody's watching.
Yeah.
And I don't know that there is something right this moment.
No.
Well, we're all watching the world burn, right?
There's that.
There's that.
But in rejection of burning worlds, we are gathered here today to talk about nonsense.
Yeah.
And just shit that you can close your window shades and stop looking at all the horror outside that's real. Just turn away from it, act like it's not happening, and then turn to the horror here that's not real and is fun.
I went to look and see if I could see what the thing on Netflix is. It's like the new weird documentary hotness, but I watched something called Crispy Fried and fresh, fried, and crispy.
What is that?
It's a show about things that are fried.
That sounds awesome.
I watched that.
I love things that are fried.
It's good.
I'm fried a little bit right now.
The host is a
More
little
baked. I'm actually baked. I'm like a baked Lays.
A baked lay.
Oh,
It was a little much.
The host is a little much.
Who's the host?
He's just a dude.
Oh, nobody we know.
No.
Okay.
He'll grow on you if you watch enough of it. But
Yeah.
at the beginning, he has a little too much.
Like
energy.
a little much, as in Guy Fieri, a little much?
I feel
A
like
little much, as in improv.
You hear lots
Feelings.
a lot of people think that about Adam ruins everything. Adam. A lot of people hate him, but
he grows on you some.
I love Adam.
Yeah, it's a great show.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's good. I learn something every time I watch.
Now, some people hassle the veracity of all the facts, and they say that it's too agenda driven. But it's a good agenda. Usually, it's always like environmentally sound and
It's good entertainment, regardless.
yeah, and you do learn things.
Yeah. He reminds me a lot of Alton Brown.
He does. He reminds me a lot of Greg Proops.
Proops.
Greg from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, Proops.
But also Alton Brown. He has small proops. He's a
Small Proops energy.
Did you take a small Proops plane? I just took a Proops plane. It was a short trip.
I thought I was supposed to read Proops in a college course I was taking on literature.
Yeah.
And they were like, we meant Proust.
But you were able to do all of Greg Proops' great stand-up bits.
Well, because I'd go out and I'd be like, I need an occupation. And they're like, what? And they're like, did you read the material? I'm like, yeah, I watched every episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway as well. I think I'm pretty prepared.
You were as Proops as a guy. To be fair, he also had some great stand-up.
Oh, yeah, he did. I used to watch him all the time
Yeah,
on Comedy Central.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Another old reference. That's our show now, just old references.
The Comedy Channel.
Yep.
Ha!
Ha! Yeah.
Well, you Comedy Central still has an app. You still we watch a lot of shit on ComSen.
ComSen.
You're so hip.
I know.
I think Whose Line is coming to Cincinnati.
Yeah, who's live is it anyway?
Yeah.
And there was a moment when I first saw it announced, I was like, oh,
I know,
like,
me too.
No.
And then I was like, I'm not.
You guys don't want to go and see me kill myself?
Well, you know what's funny when you see a really good improv troupe.
That's true. I've seen some amazing things.
Yeah. there
Oh,
are
I
some good
love
ones.
I genuinely considered
Yeah.
it, but like it takes a lot to get me to want to like
Yeah.
Risk.
go. Well, even if there was no COVID happening
Yeah.
Right.
ever,
Yeah.
I still might have been like, I don't know if I want to part with like
Yeah.
$60 for this.
Right.
It's at the Taft.
And I
It's
like-
actually-
That's a
I'll wa-
lot for an improv show.
I'll
too.
watch the show.
They're like, but there's all the writing time goes into it. No, it's improv. You should be paid a reasonable wage for the hourly time you spent improvising and nothing else.
That's right.
Should be $5 at maximum.
You need to come up with a secondary position to supplement.
I am craving like a comedy show. Like I've never been a huge live music person, but like I am craving that a little bit.
I've been looking for comedians that I want to go see.
Go Bananas is always. We have a small, like a comedy club that's one of the classic cozy brick wall comedy clubs with the tables and it's got history, and I always feel like that place is a little magical.
It's a lot of stand-ups. One of their favorite venues.
Yeah, it's a fun venue. It's small, so intimate.
Seen a lot of good people there.
Yeah, me too.
I always get nervous when they seat us. I'm like, please don't be on stage.
Well,
please.
that's you got to time it when you
Yeah.
get there. I do not want to be right up in their face.
I've been right up in their face a few times.
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
Were you the guy who knew what he was talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was.
This guy knows.
For Doug Stanhope.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened because I had a
Yeah.
Ghostbusters shirt on, and he pointed at me. He was like, "You know what I'm talking about, Ghostbusters?"
Yep.
And I was like, "Ah!"
It's true. See? Don't you want to be the guy who knows what they're talking about, Amy?
This guy knows what I'm talking about,
Man, do I?
right? Ghostbusters?
You don't.
Yes, yes. I do know.
That's a different person. That's the yes lady.
There's always the
yes.
Yes.
the weird laugh person, the I love you person,
Or there's a
yeah.
person.
the heckler, the people on a date,
Yep. The bachelorette party,
the bachelorette party, the alone person,
the angry person,
the person who left early.
the offended person.
Yeah.
And there's that person that constantly orders drinks. So the
Yeah.
waiter or the waitress is like whispering all the time. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's the worst, man. Or the ones who turn on their phones. That might be the worst thing ever.
Just don't do it.
But
Yeah.
Otherwise, a great experience.
speaking of comedy, check out Rory Scovel's new stuff. I really encourage
listened
you.
to it.
And watch his thing on YouTube. It's so good.
Is it? I listened to the one he did where it was completely improvised.
That is what the thing on YouTube is.
Okay.
Is that
I haven't watched it, but I've listened to it, and it's great.
But it's different than it's worth it to watch and listen
I'll watch it
because
then.
the one is like it's a documentary and a lot of his live, like what he does, and some of it is on the the audio.
The CD.
It's on the CD. If you get his concert record, it's
Right.
on there.
Okay.
But then there's also the story of the venue, which is like parallel to that. That is also really interesting.
Okay.
I highly encourage everyone to both watch and listen.
It's on YouTube.
It's on his channel on YouTube.
Neat.
He's great.
He's
I do
great.
like him a lot. If you like classic stand up, there's a really interesting documentary about Dick Gregory on Showtime right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, he was like a big civil rights activist. He was really close to like Medgar Evers and Martin Luther King. And, but he also, his life is just wild. Like how he starts in stand up, like becomes a civil rights activist, then becomes like this new age guru kind of character with nutrition stuff. His story is out. It's like Forrest Gump in real life.
Yeah.
Where you're like, this guy couldn't possibly have done more in his life. It's wild.
It's wild.
That is
Wild.
wild.
So I encourage you to look up Dick Gregory if you don't know who I'm talking about.
I don't, but I will. So,
like duly noted.
And I'll write that down. What else is going on, gang?
listening to Devolution by Max Brooks.
I read that. It's good.
And it is good. It's got a very Jurassic Park vibe.
Yes.
But there's Sasquatch. It's narrated by Judy Greer and Nathan Fillion and Steven Weber are all in the cast.
Oh, wow. That's great.
It's a really good cast. His books always have good casts. And he also, Max Brooks, who plays the narrator.
You know, Amy, speaking of Sasquatch, Amy just watched Meatballs Part 2 for the first time. She had just seen Meatballs
Yes.
for the very first time.
I've never seen either.
I've never seen it either.
I remember it always being on cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't have cable. And none of my little friends, that was not a movie. They did Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds, but we never got, my friends were not Meatballs kids. It might have been a little too early for them at the time.
So there's Porky's kids and the Meatball kids.
You got three kinds of people.
Never the twain shall meet.
Like Meatballs 2 has a Camp Sasquatch. That's
Yeah.
what
John
Freddy-
Larroquette plays a very broadly gay character.
Ooh, it's a very.
Oh, I've seen clips. I may have
is it-
seen bits and pieces
Is
of
it
this.
80s gay? I love 80s gay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
he
his
is
performance is really good, though.
very
so
swishy.
you will have like this conflict of like, is this offensive or is he really just delivering like a great character? It's like borderline.
Is it like Monroe from Too Close to Comfort?
Less than that.
Except here's the thing: Monroe was gay and was playing straight.
That's true.
That's the flip on that one. Jim J. Bullock was gay, but he was playing, well, ostensibly straight. Like he was supposed to.
He was like the ladies' man on the show, wasn't he?
No,
He had a
just crush on his daughter, and that's how he ended up there. He was a friend of his daughter's. I don't know that they even. I don't think they. I don't know that it was super addressed, but he wasn't. I don't think supposed to be over. Gay. But
He just couldn't help himself. That's how gay he was.
That's how gay it was. But they did have an episode. Do you care if I break out my memory for a minute?
Please do.
There was an episode where Henry, played by Ted White, has an old army buddy coming over whose name is Carol, because there's a joke about how they think it's a woman at first. It's an old buddy of his from the Navy or the whatever branch he was in during the war, and he's going on and talking about how like this guy was like such a hardcore dude and blah blah blah. And then when he comes and has dinner with him, he comes out to Henry. This is in the 80s, early 80s.
How progressive.
Yeah.
I don't remember how it went down. The rest of it.
Well, that crew, those writers that worked in that era of TV, there was a lot of progressive agenda, I guess, behind the writing.
Yeah.
In a good way.
So anyway,
We were just watching the history of the sitcom.
ooh, what's that on?
That's on
CNN.
CNN, but I think you can get them on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
And they get into all that, like just the way television, how it helped societal changes kind of happen.
Ooh, that sounds like a good lunchtime
good.
show.
It's real soothing.
I love a very special episode.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Well, since you guys haven't seen Meatballs, I feel like maybe at some point we need to do some Meatballs coverage on the show.
Ooh,
Can we have a spaghetti while we watch
we can make
Meatballs?
the meatball subs.
Because let me tell you, okay, well, just to give you a taste, the first movie is a very straight camp movie. It's
Bill Murray, right?
It's Bill Murray as a camp counselor. He has counselors in training working under him.
It's the Wet Hot American Summer inspiration.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what.
Wait,
yeah.
I thought that was Caddyshack.
Well, yeah, it has both. Wet Hot American Summer is an amalgam of all of these early 80s.
I've never seen
late
Caddyshack
70s
either.
teen movies.
But specifically camp though. Oh, I couldn't say
Yeah.
specifically there for a minute.
I have seen Caddyshack now.
yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
So Andy,
You got a
you're
floater.
the last one.
I haven't seen Porky's either. I need to see
I've never seen
She's never
Porky's.
seen Porky's. It's okay. The second one's more fun, I
I need to
think.
see all these meat movies.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Porky's is. I was never like, other than just like the nudity, like
Yeah.
Porky's didn't hold up for me much.
Sounds delicious though.
Kim Cattrall.
No, yeah, I get it. There were things about Porky's I liked, but the actual story.
Are you purring for her? No, like Meatballs is just like, it's the funny haha. And then Meatballs 2 gets real weird.
Yeah. So, well, the first one's very straight. It has a lot of human connection moments.
So it's
Bill
like the
Murray
Texas Chainsaw 2.
takes his kid
Yeah.
under his wing.
Series.
Yeah.
No, it's more like if you watched
Nightmare 2.
If you watched an indie darling comedy about a summer camp,
Yeah.
right, where it's borderline drama comedy because there's like real
Like a Wes Anderson
moments.
movie.
It's like the way back.
Yeah.
Remember how
Yeah.
great and touching that movie was? Now imagine they made a movie called The Way Back Part 2, and it's a different camp with a different family. But one of the people who come into the story is a juvenile delinquent, and then some of the kids also find an alien in the woods, like in E.T.
and there's a real ass alien.
Is that true? Is
Yeah.
it like, as like a Macamee alien?
It's a fucking weird, poorly made alien, and it's going to camp. Its parents dropped it off, and it's
So
at
it's like
camp with the
Macamee.
kids.
So it was like somebody was like, you know how big E.T. was?
Yeah.
We got to have one of those in our movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are 4 meatballs that I know of.
Yeah, we got 3 or 4 still to go.
Yeah.
I think Corey Feldman's in one of them.
He's in number 4.
4.
Yeah.
I love the 80s.
The denouement.
It's the dog days of summer. What else are you going to do?
We've had a good old time just really soaking that shit in. Like, literally the world falls away and all that's left is meatballs.
So, Kelley, when you were talking about listening to Devolution and Sasquatch, so Freddie and I have been watching AFV Animal Edition, which is on Disney Plus.
Well,
if you
that's
have
like the
that.
opposite of the shows we've been watching.
Yes.
Well, you get
We
to
are
see the
doing the
parts where they
opposite.
cut away, and then it goes to Fatal Attractions.
Yeah.
Where they're killed by the animal. It's funny until they're dead.
Yeah.
Ooh, can we vote on them?
Yeah. So like there's a ton of videos in there with like bears like climbing on balconies and getting in your car and people like, get out of here, bear. There's just a lot of bear videos.
Yeah, there's a lot of bears in Iowa's Prey, too. Different,
so like
though. It's different.
I started thinking to myself watching a few of these bear videos where they're walking on 2 legs. How many Sasquatch sightings
99%.
are bears?
99%. And
Yeah.
listen,
And I never thought about that before.
I just want to put this out there, everyone. So, listeners who know me or who like, I feel like people think I'm like a hardcore true Sasquatch believer.
Oh yeah, like anything that is Bigfoot Sasquatch related, you're like, sure, that's true.
and
that's
I'm
not true.
I'm not. I believe in the very strong potential of Bigfoot, but I also think that most sightings are misidentification, and like most of those are probably bears.
Yeah.
Some of them are just Shaquille O'Neal going to the offices at Papa John's.
1 or 2.
Through the woods. There's a shortcut in the woods.
1 or 2.
He's a big man.
That one time when the guy, never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna make a joke about the tall guy that played Chewbacca going out and taking a piss during
Peter Mayhew.
Yeah, Peter Mayhew. Thank you.
And he's in
peace.
costume.
R.I.P. Yeah, and he
went
has to go
camping in
pee.
costume?
We had to go pee. He had to
was on
run off set when they were shooting in the woods of Endor.
You mean in Tunisia?
Really?
He's a shy peer.
Endor.
Is
And
this
so
a
he
true
had to
story?
walk
Because
away.
it sounds true.
No,
Yes, it's true.
It's true.
And
Because Kelley believes everything.
it's like that Boris Karloff story about him going to the emergency room when his wife was in labor and he was in makeup.
Oh,
You ever heard that?
No.
It's a sweet story. I don't want to get it wrong because they also made a Tales from the Crypt episode, I think, inspired by it, where it was a mummy that he was dressed up as, but I can't remember what Karloff was, if he was in the Frankenstein makeup maybe or something. He was in some elaborate makeup.
I think he only wore it twice.
Yeah.
Well, I think he only.
I mean, when his wife was in labor though.
Was she in labor during the filming of Frankenstein?
I'm gonna look up Boris Karloff, baby story. Does that sound right?
Against all, I understand. I do not want to hug a bear, but deeply and sincerely, I want to hug a bear.
You don't.
I know.
I know you do, and I get it, but no, you don't.
It looks there. I like to hug a bear too, but different kind of bear.
Oh,
Oh, well, you probably have. We all have.
yeah. Yeah. Bears, they have such sweet faces.
You ever see the
Until,
videos of those like drive-through safari things?
Yeah.
And the bears are waving goodbye.
No,
So cute.
Yeah.
they're probably being like
Yeah.
It's amazing.
cow prodded in the back by
Amazing
some
stories.
evil zookeeper.
They will tear your head off.
Well, Freddie, if you find it, if you don't, that is such a fun story.
Do you ever
We'll
think
just
about those
move
bear
on.
videos on AFV if they just had like cutting to Werner Herzog from Grizzly Man listening to the tapes?
You have to destroy this.
You guys ever watch that documentary?
No,
I don't want to.
I am going to. Elise and Colin
It's
have.
rough.
And they're both like, you got to watch this.
Is it good?
Well, I haven't watched it
think
yet,
so.
but they like it, and we're going to watch it.
All I need to know is that thing happened. I don't need
Yeah.
to experience that.
But again, that's mostly what I've been watching lately.
That's
I
true.
saw-
I love animal attack shows.
Okay, the episode I was thinking of was not whatever I said it was at first. It was an amazing stories. It's called Mummy Daddy.
Oh, I remember that one. I remember it.
Bronson Pinchot was in it as the director. But it's a great episode. It was inspired by a real life event, took place in L.A. November 23rd, 1938, during the filming of Son of Frankenstein. Boris Karloff in full makeup and costume as the Frankenstein monster traveled to the hospital where his daughter, Sarah Karloff, had just been born. That's from IMDb. But I love that story.
That's a great story. It's cute.
Yeah.
They're like, Frankenstein's in the hospital.
And they just start knocking things over to get in his path and running, screaming.
They doused Boris Karloff with gasoline and set him aflame. And
oh dear, did nobody warn these people?
So anyway, Devolution is good so far. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed the book.
I hope he keeps doing things. I like his style of epistolary kind of. Stick with that, Max. You're knocking him out of the park, buddy.
And it does make for a good audiobook. I remember reading World War Z that way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've read it both ways. I love the audiobook.
Yeah.
World War Z's audiobook was.
They actually added some extra stuff to it too. There was just a release, like a deluxe. Well, there's already a deluxe version, but then I think they released like additional pieces or like additional parts. So you should go look for that too.
I just finished a couple of new horror books. Stephen King's The Institute.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Right.
But it is kind of like more of like, it's like some Firestarter, some things from other bits of work. It's it's an amalgamation of earlier stuff.
He's closing in on 80.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And like, so I mean, listen, I love Stephen King like a family member.
Yeah.
And I think he's amazing. But like at a certain point, like even Stephen King is like
what was that? Was that color commentary from a dog?
Even
Snoring
Stephen King
dog.
is almost 80.
Stephen King stuff is really boring her right now.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm done looking for greatness.
Yeah.
I've already got what I need from him.
So like, I mean, not that I won't read them, just
Right.
like, it's okay.
It was still worth the time.
Oh, sure.
And
I'm
it's
sure
a pretty long book, but it's still worth putting in the time.
Yeah.
And I've got his new one queued up, his like, his Jack Reacher-esque kind of story, the new one.
Is that what that is?
Billy Summers, I think is the name of it.
Oh.
But I also finished The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James, which is
I read that.
she's like a Stephen King protege kind of writer, and there's direct references to King in there. That was better than The Institute.
Yeah.
So if you're craving like good Stephen King,
Sundown Motel.
Sundown Motel is a good time, and Amy read it too.
Yes. I've read 2 books by this author, and both of them are pretty good.
Is that her real name? It sounds like a nom de plume.
Yeah, that's what I have to think.
Sounds pornish.
Yeah, it sounds like OnlyFans. Oh, rest in peace, OnlyFans.
Oh.
Oh my! Oh yes, rest in peace, OnlyFans.
Amy sent me a funny ass video. Who's that comedian?
I don't know. Something I found on
There was
Twitter.
this young comedian who was acting like he was
a spokesperson. For
spokesperson,
OnlyFans.
and he's like, we're getting rid of all the sexual content, and this makes us more appealing to investors. And it was just, his delivery was adorable.
What's funny to me about this, I even posted about this on Facebook just because it's so silly. And I get like I also looked on Reddit and everyone who's like, well, they're doing it because their investors won't. I get that. But here's the thing. Why are you investing in a business that you're about to gut? Like the only reason that your investments are paying back is because of cam shows. So if you remove those, your investment is going to dry up and blow away. So why are you doing that?
A big part of it
Why
is
are you doing?
It's MasterCard and Visa and them restricting being able to use them as payment, services.
Well, I mean, then so they should basically shut their doors.
It's just, I mean, yeah, they're going to have to.
Or find other investors because there's other services. There's ManyVids. There's fucking...
There's Just for Fans.
My Fans.
Just for fans.
There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
What do they do? I mean,
Does
they probably
Patreon
don't.
allow
They probably
stuff
don't
like
pay.
that?
Yes, there's a shit ton of Patreons.
Or you can just go to Twitter. There's porn on Twitter.
There's so much porn.
Well,
on
but
Twitter.
you don't get paid that way.
Well,
Yeah.
Twitter just rolled out that tipping service thing,
yeah.
but only some people can get it.
And Pornhub does it now too. You can tip on Pornhub. You can. They have pay videos. So
Just let the people have their porn.
That was a dark day when they went verified.
oh my god,
All the good videos went away.
Poor baby.
the purge.
Oh, and plus, if there's fire sales going on for all the OnlyFans people, because I follow a lot of thoughts.
I do too.
On Instagram.
I follow them on Instagram and Twitter.
Everybody's having a sale right now because they know that.
Really?
I actually feel real bad for these people.
I do too.
I do too, but
I very much do.
If you were to subscribe, right now's the time because there's only a month left probably, and it's a sale for a lot of people because they're trying to get as much money as they can before it goes away.
Yeah, somebody's livelihood, and they're just like, no.
Well, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, like I feel like OnlyFans was like kind of a MLM. Like I feel like they've convinced a lot of people like this is your ticket to money, big money, and they used a few examples, and I don't think a lot of these people understand how hard it is to make money as a cam girl, cam boy. Like, it's you have to be ready to masturbate all day. And I don't even mean this as a joke. I don't even mean this as a joke. We actually, when me and Alise first got together, we talked about like her maybe doing that sometimes, and it was like you have to interact with these people. You have to constantly be upping the game. You have to be like seriously performing sex acts on yourself or on someone. Hours and hours and hours
at the grocery store
every day. At the grocery store, there are tons that do
at
that.
the dog park.
Okay, I think for a lot of people, they do it just because they want to, not to make money. Because the thoughts I follow, they're not making money.
Hey, money isn't everything.
Well, but see, that's because the ones that I do are.
Yeah.
Well, they think that they want to. That I'm sure you're right. Well, Reddit. Then listen, thoughts that just want to show off, go to Twitter and Reddit.
Yeah.
But the ones on OnlyFans, like I feel like OnlyFans tells them that this is your way to get money, and it's not. It doesn't pay. Like there are so few.
Sex work is work, is what we're trying to tell you.
And
some work.
And so now they got all these people who think this is going to be their livelihood, and they have been masturbating all fucking day and sitting on things,
sweating over a hot crotch all day,
destroying their fucking anuses. And I'm not even joking.
After a hard day at OnlyFans, I just want to come home, take that dildo out my ass.
I'm not even kidding. And
I gave the best diameters of my life to this job.
And now they're just like, sorry, guys.
I found the comedian. His name's Vinny Thomas. I wanted to hear just a tiny bit. He's on Twitter. It's at Vin, VINN_AYY.
Vinny.
Hi there. My name is Vinny Thomas, world famous otter twink and OnlyFans spokesperson. We at OnlyFans are pleased to announce that we will be moving in a new direction. That's right, no more sexually explicit content.
His visual component.
No more of them big old things. No more hooters, willies, wangs, sweet chariots, or nips. Instead, we will be focusing on a more wholesome subject, geology. Who needs to see two folks going at it
I love it.
when you could see a sedimentary rock? Who needs a lithe twink when you could have wolfenite? We understand this may come as a shock to many. And to the sex workers, we apologize. We apologize. We're very sorry. But to the investors now, it's safe. It's safe to invest. OnlyFans. We don't do that anymore here. That would be gross.
Well, and listen, I get with user uploaded stuff, it's very hard to keep out illegal content.
Yeah.
So I get it, but like, you got to figure out.
Baby in the bathwater here.
You
I do want to. You definitely check out Vinny Thomas, because to see the video with everything you just heard, as funny as it is hearing it, his facial expressions are. He's doing some stuff that I haven't seen a lot of other people do in his delivery. It's hilarious.
He takes his eyes out,
Then he
turns them around.
I've never seen that before.
I bet he's big on TikTok.
Yeah.
There's a lot of content creators on TikTok, but it's too young
Is
for
there
me.
porn on TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really? What? Is there really?
Yeah, there's porn everywhere.
Yeah, you know, really, there's porn
Facebook and
everywhere.
Instagram are the holdouts.
Yeah, well, here's what I do on Instagram. I always check to see if they have a Twitter handle too.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly. I just go follow them on Twitter.
because you get to see the kit and caboodle on Twitter.
Yeah,
The kit and caboodle?
all the caboodles.
All of it.
It's the only reason I still have my Twitter. Really.
I usually go to Caboodle Gapes for that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Their app is crazy good.
So
A lot has
there
happened.
you go.
A lot has happened today.
World is burning.
I mean,
In a burning world, what do we do without OnlyFans?
yeah. What in a
exactly.
burning world? What do we do
Well,
without
it's-
the comforts?
To be
of-
fair, I would never. I
think
was never going to subscribe.
The
to it.
fall of OnlyFans is a part of the burning world.
well, do you remember like when they took porn off Tumblr and
Yeah,
that
and
was
they,
such a huge deal?
Well, that's why everybody they're gone now.
and yeah, it's like, what is Tumblr anymore?
Do you feel like this is like a moral, like knee jerk, like maybe we're angering the gods reaction from ignorant people with power? They're like, maybe climate change is getting so bad because God's mad at us for all the porn.
I
it's,
think they're mad about getting caught with again illegal
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they think they're stopping sex trafficking.
and sex trafficking.
Well, that's the thing.
That's like the big conspiracy theory.
This whole
right
sex
now.
trafficking thing that has all the white women in the suburbs freaked out.
Your kids are gonna be snatched up in Target.
That's not what happens. Look and read and understand. Do the research, you fucking weirdos. Human sex trafficking is not a white girl that goes to a good school and is at a Target.
They're preying on vulnerable people.
It's mom and dad are drug addicts.
yeah.
And mom and dad need money for a fix. Mom and dad give kid to so and so and so and so.
People immigrating
Yeah.
to other countries.
And then people who are very vulnerable people from countries and places where they're trying to escape. That's where that shit happens. So I had a coworker tell me a couple weeks ago, that is like my worst fear as a mother. I think about it all the time. It's my daughter being trafficked. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Cut to that same person probably like packing a lunch, like 3 hot dogs.
Well,
Let's see, her cigarettes. Put those in there.
catching your 16-year-old with weed. Now, do I care that your 16-year-old smoking weed? No, but you might want to worry more about that.
It's just so funny how cyclical it is, because I remember when we were kids, that was a big boogeyman of always watching out for being abducted
and touched.
And John Blayne talks
Yes.
about the second location.
Yeah.
I remember they told us about that.
Never go with
elementary
just to a
school.
second location.
We were also subjected to a weekly dose of a man on a major primetime show who was the surviving father of a kidnapped and murdered child.
Yes.
Walsh.
And you heard it every week, like his kid was
Every time you go
murdered.
to a Walmart, Code Adam or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
So it began to, I think, become top of mind for parents. They're coming home, they've had a hard day at work. Let's turn on watch America's Most Wanted. And I think that was like the beginning of killers are everywhere and they're gonna get you. Mm-hmm. They're gonna get you.
And the unsolved mysteries, and they recreate what the kid looks like now with
Yeah.
with the drawing.
Those were cool. I liked it when they used clay. And they'd be like, here's a skull.
yeah.
We found this skull. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in an artist and they're gonna build a face on it.
Or when they would carve it out of a piece of birch,
yeah.
and it would just take a really long time. It would basically be just the whole episode.
Or ice and chainsaw. Mm-hmm. And they're like, I think you'd look something like this, but you're going to have to do your whatever you guys do fast because it's melting.
Have you ever
That looks like him, but he's not clear.
have you ever experienced like an ice sculpture, like vodka pouring ice sculpture?
Those are cool.
Oh,
No, I haven't.
You take a shot out of it?
Yeah,
Or something?
I did that once in Vegas
Yeah.
for a work thing.
Was it nice and icy?
Yeah,
It was
very
nicey.
cold. I wanted to stop talking about the other stuff, so I just talked about
the
the
sex
vodka.
trafficking.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm done.
Your kids aren't going to be fucking sex trafficked. Dolores living in Nowheresville, Iowa.
Well, that's how they get you, Amy. They convince you to take a vodka
Safe
shot.
to let your guard down.
Let's go to Iowa and get her kid.
That van's been in your neighborhood all week.
Well, some shit's just going to happen to some people. That's the world.
Well, here's my plan. I'm gonna be a transgender person. I'm gonna go to a woman's bathroom and snatch up kids.
That's a great plan. I feel like that could work.
Yeah,
It
because
seems perfectly, I mean, that seems like what you would do.
You wouldn't even have to do much right now.
Yeah,
Because you have
my
those
hair.
long flowing locks. I mean, even your mustache isn't too out of the norm for some places.
And
I've
it's the
been
only
in
way to
this
get into,
world.
it's the only way to get into a women's bathroom. Like,
Yeah,
because right
exactly.
now, if
Yeah.
you try, the door just is
Yeah.
held by that magic. that you can't get past it.
It's like, nope, I have long hair.
To
Let me
get
in.
to anyone.
Yeah, because Gandalf's over
You
there.
just can't. So you have to go through that whole process so you can get in to the women's bathroom and fuck all the women that don't want to be fucked by you.
Because here's the sad truth.
That's what you're going to do.
Are going to be weirdo men.
It's the simplest. Whenever you look at point A and point B, it's always a direct line like that.
Yeah.
They're going to be weirdo men that this happens every so often, even in Cincinnati. And they're like, found a weird dude taking pictures of little girls or whatever. But they're not going to traffic your kid, lady. What they're going to do is they're going to take her somewhere, rape her, and kill her.
That's probably more likely.
They're not going to get trafficked.
That's better.
So there you go.
As long as the horrible crime is less complex.
But it's more likely going to be somebody you know that kills your kid.
It's almost certainly going to be someone you know.
Nobody's kids
Probably
are
somebody
getting killed right
you
That's,
invited into your home.
Oh,
and
Freddie,
life.
you want
Probably going to be a
dark.
relative.
Your kids are going to die from choices you're making that are so slow and insidious that you don't even notice them. They're going to die because you gave them too much sugar.
Macaroni and cheese.
They're going to die.
I do not have children.
Because, oh man, I'm going to a really dark place.
All right,
so let's stop.
move on to the news.
You ready for some news?
People die.
It's a football.
You ready for some?
Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I think something is happening.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Remember, human beings are their food.
Human beings.
Human beans.
Teddy bears. Teddy bears are their food.
All right. Okay. So VHS 94. Why is everything 94 now?
Oh.
Because they did the 80s already.
Well, no, but like, why 94? You're right. Didn't they do 94 for that
Fear
Fear
Street.
Street? Why the year 1994?
Why do we keep getting all this 94?
I don't know.
You
Godzilla
mean these
94.
Here's the only reason I say that is because like Fear Street 94 was just a big thing. And now VHS is like, we should also use 94.
Yeah.
They should do Titanic 94.
Absolutely.
How cool would that be?
That's so cool. So
cool. Like how you just agree with Freddie.
It'd be the coolest thing.
half-heartedly.
Because of the iceberg. It'd be cool.
Oh my.
so Shudder,
When he draws Rose, I bet there's less bush.
Shudder
Just cleanly shaven, the 90s bush.
is
Landing strip, probably.
Yeah.
they got the distribution rights worldwide to VHS 94. It's going to be the
fun.
fourth film.
It's not as good as Titanic 94. DiCaprio, same haircut.
I'm excited. I like the other two, right?
I've only seen one of them, the first one, I think. Did I see the second one?
I have only seen the first one, but I loved it.
I've seen all of them. Not to brag.
The directors who contributed to this one are Simone Barrett,
Cecil B. DeMille.
I can't. I don't want to mangle
Timothy.
So you're not gonna,
Jennifer
Jennifer? I've seen her. in ages.
Reed.
Jennifer Reeder. Sorry, her name was at the end of the
I
line.
thought it was like Madonna or Cher, just one name.
Well, I wasn't sure it wasn't going
I'm
to be.
Jennifer.
Alfonso Cuarón.
Oh, Ryan Prowse. There you go. And Chloe Okuno.
And John Huston.
Yeah.
I feel like I know some of those, but it's not. They're not. It's not happening. In
Is
my
it
brain.
Cecil B. DeMille?
So VHS 94, this is the synopsis. After the discovery of a mysterious VHS tape,
Does that happen in 93?
well, I don't know, a brutish police SWAT team, they're so brutish.
What if it opens on them discovering the tape and it says 1993?
At too brutish?
And then it cuts to now, parentheses 1994. And that's when they watch it.
You're
You're getting 2 years that way.
Yeah, remember that show we watched that did that kind of?
Yep.
With Woody Harrelson?
Yep. Just like True Detective.
There you go.
Oh my god.
I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so this brutish SWAT team, they launch a high intensity raid on a remote warehouse It's Pick. Only to discover a sinister cult compound whose collection of pre-recorded material uncovers a nightmarish conspiracy. Yeah.
They're just VHS collectors. They're like, I got the Little Mermaid clamshell with a dick on it. You scared?
Yeah.
Well, that will be fun. I will watch it, and I'm glad it's on Shudder.
Wait, there's more quotes.
Do you want to start a movie called? You want to make a movie called Clamshell? And it's like a VHS kind of thing, but only about clamshell VHSs.
Yes. We shot the film entirely during the pandemic. What? Building sets to hotels, conference rooms, and in the spirit of the series' punk rock roots, we even ventured underground.
Man, I remember when we were watching VHS at CBGB's.
That was so good. And Debbie Harry like threw up all over us.
Do you remember when VHS came out in just those panties and was like,
yeah, and
that was so punk rock.
And its dick fell out.
I remember I heard VHS 2 flunk poo on somebody.
Oh, such an asshole. So that's cool. I'm excited about that. Now, do you like Nerf guns?
Man, I'm not allowed to have them though.
Do you like?
Not allowed.
Do you like the movie?
Not
Never
allowed.
gonna let go, are you?
Not allowed to have them.
Do you like the movie Aliens?
Yeah.
Do I?
Well, Freddie, then
And how?
then the company Nerf, who is probably owned by Hasbro or something, has created a toy for you.
Oh my god!
It is a special edition Aliens, the pulse gun.
Game just started.
God, son of a bitch, get out of my way. Sorry, there's an ad.
How much is it?
This is a bug hunt.
Let me get to it.
Maybe you can have that.
So
Where you can put it? We can do
That's
it.
just for display.
Well, I can hang it up and then I can shoot the dogs with
they've
it.
announced that they'll be releasing a limited edition Nerfized version of the Pulse Blaster rifle that was used in Aliens to celebrate the film's 35th. Man, somebody at Nerf must be a big fan. Not too many companies do something like
Yeah.
that.
Well, also they did a Nerf revolver from House of the Devil. You know when she gets her face blasted off?
Yeah, I do.
Oh God, it's $100.
So it's $100.
Oh, that's a lot
Well,
for a Nerf gun.
$95.
Oh, that's reasonable.
I just thought that was cool. That was something I saw when I was scrounging for what small amount of news there was.
Right.
So you could get that Nerf gun and a $5 footlong for what you originally said. Now is it worth it?
That's right, you could.
No.
Is it a package deal?
What if you bought the Nerf gun and then you held up a Subway with it,
Oh, that would be amazing.
and then you got a free $5 footlong?
Yeah, then I'm in.
That's like a $90 Nerf gun. Now take that and do that like 18 times in your
It's
head.
like we're saving money.
See, a Nerf gun is an investment.
It would be
It is.
silly not to rob a Subway with a Nerf gun.
These babies pay for themselves.
What was I thinking?
But if I have to do it 18 times,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get caught.
And that's a lot of sub sandwiches too.
No, but they're franchises. They don't communicate with each other because they're competitive.
They don't call the police?
Oh, man. They don't want the other franchisees to know they got robbed.
Oh my
It
God.
makes them look weak. When they go to the meeting of the big five Subway
The five
franchises.
families?
Yeah.
The 5 Subway families.
Yep.
Remember the five families of the Scranton Business Park?
Yes.
Could you see like just
What is it? BJ? What was the guy? Anyway,
guy just pacing around the table with a giant party sub, like a baseball bat?
yeah,
And they're all tense. They're like,
he might
he's like,
beat
I
us.
know one of you
He's like Alec Baldwin.
has been talking to Jimmy's Johns. And then he just starts beating one of them to death with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guy, it's like, it was me.
So Kelly, did you have any more
So he
news?
killed
I
the
did.
wrong guy, and now there's lettuce and ham everywhere.
And you can't even eat it.
Brains.
So this is fun. This is
I'm
like
so hungry right now. We're talking about meatballs and porky.
I didn't.
Subway.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know what this was when I found it. It just caught my eye. This is
they're
like
old.
this is like double news if you didn't know about this. So there is going to be a graphic novel released called Squad, and it's
Okay.
about werewolves.
AOC. Oh.
It's a werewolf graphic novel. Hasn't even been fucking released yet. But someone has acquired the rights to create a television program. And the synopsis is this. Becca, a new girl in school who realizes that the girls in the popular clique, that one, are not just girls, but also werewolves that feast on budding sexual predators. Since she now knows their secret, the young woman is faced with a decision to join the pack or else wrestling with her sense of morality and asking herself just who are the real monsters. This is like Dexter with
werewolves,
with sex predators and werewolves.
What channel did you say this on? Did they say?
I didn't.
Okay.
It's like Bring It On meets Teen Wolf.
Meets like I Spit on Your Grave.
This is very risky because it's TV money, and well, it depends on which TV does it. But
so it's.
I feel like werewolf makeup can easily be horrible.
Oh yes, it's very rarely good.
Everyone doesn't have Werewolves on Wheels money, Andy.
Picture Start is the studio. The film.
I thought Kelly froze for a minute, and then I remembered this is real life.
And Lionsgate Television.
Just turn them on and off.
I think I'm traumatized. Zoom is traumatized.
I don't think it says what streaming service.
Feels like a free form.
They have.
Or
that's gonna be real cheap.
CW. A peacock.
I don't know.
There's so many streaming platforms to choose from.
So if you're into that, any of that,
cool.
Keep an eye out because shit's happening with it.
Keep your eyes peeled, kids, if you like cheerleading werewolves, which is what it should have been named.
What do we think about Dexter coming back?
I don't even.
I didn't know. Is it a revival?
Yeah.
With the same actors and everything.
Yeah, I think so.
We never finished it.
I never finished it either. I know what happens, and it sounds stupid.
I don't know what happens.
So I don't know.
That was one of the first times that Showtime sent us something, and we were like, free stuff!
They sent us the first season of Dexter, man.
Free stuff!
I love Dexter. Man, I love Dexter. And then I just never finished that last season or last couple seasons.
Yeah.
And I felt like, all right, well, then I'm okay.
Sorry, there's a gnat in here.
Yeah, well.
I had to blow at it.
Yeah, you sure did. Anyway, that's coming back. What do you think, Andy?
I've watched the first 2 seasons, and that's it.
What about
they were good.
Dexter's Laboratory? That show was good.
Yeah.
It was cute.
It's very rare I watch a whole series all the way through.
Yeah.
So my last piece of news I was going to read, but I didn't read the article, and it actually sounds shitty.
Oh.
And so I'm not going to read the article, but I'm going to talk about it. Okay. So they're making a Day of the Dead TV series.
All right.
But the synopsis doesn't sound like it has anything to do with Day of the Dead. It's just using the name recognition, just like that remake, quote unquote, they made.
So are they just doing The Walking Dead?
I'll tell you what it says. 6 strangers stop being polite, start being real.
Oh wow. Okay.
What?
6 strangers.
No, I mean I heard it.
Then he was being silly after.
Oh, that wasn't real.
I was doing the real world.
Oh my God, Freddy Morris.
No, I actually thought legitimately that they used the real world open for this description.
Because it starts with 6 strangers, and so the synopsis starts with the phrase 6
You
strangers.
sweet summer child.
You're like when Boris Karloff came into the ER in his Frankenstein makeup to me. I thought it was real.
So they're going to throw a bunch of different zombies in a house and see what happens?
Yeah.
This is the naive zombie.
6 strangers trying to survive the first 24 hours of an undead invasion. This ode to Romero's famous flesh eaters reminds us that sometimes all it takes to bring people together is a horde of hungry. Fuck you. Anyway,
Is it like a Miller Boyette production? The way they're bringing people together?
It's a Miller Boyette production.
It's on
Friday nights.
Set production?
It's Ubu. It's by Menon.
Ubu.
It's MTM. Meow.
This is Mary Tyler Moore's zombie show.
Yeah.
Now, what's the one where the guy threw the paper off the typewriter? And
that's Stephen Bochco, I think.
landed on
No, Stephen J. Cannell.
Cannell, yeah, or Cannell.
Cannell or Canal. Yeah. Kennel. Can-L. He's from Krypton.
I thought that was a variation.
Shows are super.
It was his Kryptonian last name. He was he changed the spelling of it and added Stephen J.
Is he the same one that was he smoking a cigar at the typewriter?
That's Steven. What? Yes, it's one of them. Hold on.
He's like smoking a cigar and he's typing and then he rips off the page.
Talk for a second.
It curls up into a C, right?
Yeah.
Is it clear to everybody
Stephen J. Cannell.
that we're talking about like the end of shows, like the
that's
company,
a stinger.
That was like a Hill Street Blues, right? Canal.
the company logo thing?
And like NYPD Blue maybe.
Stuff like that. Well, that was Stephen Bochco.
Bochco was
That was
blue.
Bochco. Cannell did MacGyver?
A-Team.
A-Team. Yes.
He did a lot of stuff. Good for that guy.
MacGyver?
I think he was involved with Battlestar, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
I'm not going to because I don't know.
In my memoir that you're writing about me.
There you go.
To erase that sentence.
Why do I have to watch a commercial to watch a fucking outro card for a television show that hasn't been on for 1,000 years? God damn you, YouTube. I hate it.
I can hear Fozzie screaming at us right now. Like, it's this production company.
Oh, there it goes. Yep, floats away. Stephen J. Cannell Productions.
I love...
That was such a cozy ending.
These things actually like choke me up a lot. Like I'll just go and watch like the ABC like Saturday night movie intro or the CBS special.
It warms me right to my core like fucking Coco.
Those things really they choke me up and they warm me and like all of those.
Do you want to get together some night and sit under a blanket and watch some old shows?
We don't even have to watch the shows.
Just the
Just the beginning.
Just the weird little like commercial.
Just the stingers.
The stingers and
Do you want to get together for a stinger night under a blanket with me?
I love it.
This is so cozy.
Oh my gosh.
I love this idea.
Speaking of Stinger.
Guapo, you can come too. You're adorable.
Here's some horror news about Stinger. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Is it about a real stinger?
I was just going to say that the book Stinger is hard to find now.
That is important to know.
Is
that the one?
It's Robert R. McCammon.
Yeah,
it's where
the scorpion on the cover.
There's like this extra. There's these two extraterrestrials that come to Earth, and one is like a political refugee from a water planet, and then the other is Stinger, which is an assassin that's sent to kill it. And it turns people into these scorpion-like replicants of themselves to hunt down. Yeah, it's my favorite, I think, of his books.
It was like a paperback from hell kind of book, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Stinger was real good. And it's the one you can't find.
That's stupid.
Isn't it? I don't really have any more news.
You're out of
Freddy
nose.
turned into like an 8-year-old.
That's dumb.
Stupid.
Why can't I have what I want right now? I hate it. I hate that I can't have everything I want now.
And then Freddy crosses his arms.
So we do have some feedback. But first I wanted to say, because I didn't do it near the beginning, we have a new patron, James Harrington. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, boy! Fist bump, high fives, butt squeeze.
Butt squeeze.
Mm-hmm. I give those liberally, and I'm sorry if you don't appreciate
He's
it.
like, sorry,
Ooh,
not
you
sorry.
think the fall of OnlyFans will increase our patrons?
Oh, because people will be bored.
You have some extra money laying around.
They're going to be like, man, my balls.
Now listen, patrons, I can't be masturbating all day. Partially, sure. And I will tape it for you. But you have to increase the tier, and it's not I'm not gonna interact.
I should
as
do a
much as you
porno
think.
to ride this wave.
There you go, Andy.
You should ride a wave
to
dildo.
cash it in.
We're gonna have a very horny audience out there dying for content.
Horny.
Oh, man.
Horny.
So we had a message from patron Scout Kinsley on Patreon on our topic can where we talked about being school teachers. Mm-hmm. And they said, I want to be a roller skating gym teacher who inspires the weird kids to explore sports that they can personally connect to. Because too many kids think that they hate sports and can't be athletic because they aren't given options other than what the school itself deems valuable, like basketball and football. We could take field trips to the skating rink or go walk around town and play Pokemon Go. Invite circus performers to teach their sear wheel and aerial tricks. I'm not sure. I don't know what a sear wheel is. Instead of presidential fitness tests, we could do yoga and talk about how physical health links to the mental health.
Yes.
I love that, Scout.
I never got. I would have. I
would have loved skating in the gym class.
Honestly, that should be
more.
an initiative.
A real thing.
Pitch that shit. I'm not telling you to do that. You don't. I don't know who you would pitch it to.
Yeah.
But someone.
Does anybody know the president?
Can someone pitch things?
I thought it was really great.
That is a great. I legit think that's a beautiful idea. Because it is true, and it gets like kids like us especially. We're like, but Jim, I don't like sports.
Yeah, you couldn't be. There wasn't anything for you. One, they weren't inspiring you at all.
You need to take the competitiveness out of it.
Yeah,
because that scared the crap out of me in gym class. Like, oh no, the ball's coming toward me.
Yeah, I was bad at dribbling.
I'd just dive out the way.
That was traumatic when you screw up when you're dribbling.
Did you just dribble like this?
When I first started playing basketball,
Kelly's doing a very,
that's not too far off.
Clunky.
Slamming the ball down.
Slamming the ball.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that done.
But I did end up loving basketball, and I became okay at it, but it took playing with my dad to enjoy it, where I didn't have all the pressure.
Yes.
And the heckling.
Word.
But yeah, I think that makes a world of difference. You have to find your thing. What a great teacher you would be, Scout.
That's an excellent.
It was great.
It's funny because our local skating rink is bad news though.
Well, there's a lot of fights there.
Yeah.
Well, it's also
Not
become
anymore.
a different thing.
Now it's a whole play park, right?
It's a whole thing.
I don't know if it's even open. Or I'm sure it is.
It was.
Yeah, it closed for a while, obviously.
Because of the pandemic, though.
Yeah, honey.
Not because of the fights.
No.
I just wanted to clarify that it wasn't shut down by the mayor, who was like, this is like our Mos Eisley Cantina for 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah.
So yeah, guys, did you think maybe, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We got caught in a transition there.
Oh, gosh.
Caught in a transition.
If I were going to get caught in a transition, I'm just glad it was with you guys.
Oh, we all turned to the yes guy at the comedy club. Yes.
That guy knows what I'm talking about.
It's true.
Comes full circle, guys.
It's just doobie shopping.
If you want to reach out to the show, does anybody else have feedback from social media or email or anything?
I mean, we mostly yippee up with our patrons on Thursday nights.
Yeah, I feel like our connection is so much deeper now.
And then, on our Discord, which is available to all of our patrons. Not that we wouldn't want to talk to you if you're not a patron. You do not have to be a patron to earn our love. Just email us at crew@notlp.com.
Find us on the internet. We're on Facebook.
Yeah, we're on the social medias.
One of our dear friends, Esther.
Oh, yes. I hate to hear this.
One of my favorite people on this earth, and I mean that with all of my being.
Genuinely, I think we all...
And Tim's okay, too.
I think we all echo this.
They lost their fur baby, Rosie. Mm-hmm. And that's just, I know how devastating that is. I know how hard that is.
My heart goes out to you guys, and it's a hard thing.
I haven't even reached out yet because it's hard for me to even put myself in the space because it's so hard, but it'll be okay. We're sending you love.
Also, Nathan and Jess's sweet dog, Betty, who I love to death.
Betty was the cutest.
She would steal my flip-flops.
Nathan and Jess from Horror Hound.
Mm-hmm.
She gave the tiniest little kisses.
Oh, she would take your flip-flop,
Yeah.
and she's like, that's my flip-flop now.
Yep. She'd jump up on the back of the couch to get extra attention.
She was a little pug.
Yeah.
And you know how pugs are. They're like, she's so cute.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys.
So everybody give your little fur babies a little extra love for those guys.
I'm so glad you bought Guapo today. So I can love on his little bow-tied belly.
I just brushed him too.
Yarp.
So we have the big Latinx month coming up.
Yeah.
Lewis has already programmed it, right?
Lewis has programmed the month, so it'll be a little different where we won't be doing the mailing list. If you do want to join our mailing list, every month you get a chance at picking one of the main attractions. Go to the website, notlp.com, scroll down till you see Dracula. You sign up there. And then we'll pick a person and they pick a movie based on whatever theme we're doing.
But not this month.
No, this is Lewis's month.
It's his month. It's
programs.
He does not have that service.
It's our tradition, our annual tradition.
It has become a yearly custom.
It's a lot of people's favorite month.
Mm-hmm.
Where Lewis Fowler comes and he picks the movies and we see some stuff.
Yeah, well, they're often the most they're among the most unique movies we usually do all year.
Or some of the most moose knuckle I've ever seen in my life on a screen.
Well, we've got a kind of an interesting blend. Like there's a little something for everyone coming.
Mm-hmm.
Machete
Yes.
which I haven't seen.
I haven't either.
Oh, really? I've never
Boy.
seen the second one.
Yeah.
I need to see that one still. I love. I just bought Danny Trejo's beer.
Yeah, and you finished that off pretty fast.
It was so good, and they were big cans. But
Mexican lager.
it's actually good. I bought it because I love Danny Trejo. I finished it because it's actually good.
Well, there you go. You couldn't ask for a better recommendation than that.
I think it's just called Trejo Cerveza, right?
Yeah,
Is that right?
that's good. It's easy.
Yep. But then we'll be doing Palo Suelto. I've never heard of that. Suelto? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Which looks like a really good time. That's going to be I think the crazier of the three movies. We always kind of have something that is different enough, like something you've never seen before. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to close it out with Jodorowsky's Dune, which is a documentary about. Yeah, which is
actually,
fantastic.
We know the person who produced that, actually.
Yep, that's right.
And actually, I had just finished hearing a little bit about that, listening to stories about Dan O'Bannon and H.R. Giger working on that before going on to Alien.
Yeah, and also the artwork of Mobius.
Mobius was there.
Really
a lot
cool.
of a lot of artists, and Jodorowsky was really trying to make something happen.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I mean, his version of Dune, I've seen Jodorowsky's Dune, and it is great. But also, like, his version of Dune looked awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to spit out there. So, yeah, actually, it was Steven Scarlatta that we know who was one of the producers on that film. It's good stuff.
Kelly,
Yo.
you have the Topicana for this time.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what it is? Do you want to preview it?
Well, it's funny you should ask that.
Is it funny?
It is. It's funny that you should ask that, because the question I'm going to ask is, what's the scariest dream you've ever had
Oh, shit.
that you can remember? Do you not remember dreams?
I don't remember dreams.
Oh, fucking A. All right.
I'm sure I can pull something out of my ass.
Let him pull it out of his ass.
Meditate on it. Maybe it'll come back to you.
Well, you're going to have to now that OnlyFans is shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pull it out of your ass all by yourself.
That's a good one. I would have to stew on it.
Yeah.
There's one comes to mind. That's
Let's
probably what I would say.
Marinate in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at the end of every episode, we like to give a shout out to our Beelzebubs. These are our top tier patrons, patreon.com/NOTLP. Alise Kombrinck.
Be home too soon, my love.
I know her.
Amanda Geletko.
I know you too.
Ernie Perez.
I know you.
Hope to see you at Horror Hound. Mark Watts.
I know you.
Bill
Mark
Farner.
Watts.
I know you.
Watts. That was good.
I didn't mean to talk over Bill, though. Do him again.
Bill Farner.
Thank you.
Give it to me one more time. Once is never enough. Blake, Heath like you.
I don't think I've ever met Blake. So I do
Not in
know
person,
you.
no. That damn gnat keeps coming back. Is that a gnat or a mosquito?
Oh my God, keep talking.
Because mosquitoes love me and I hate them. Jeremy, Cassie, and Gamora.
We'll be
met
seeing
you.
you guys soon.
Yeah.
The Burmeisters. Jeff L.
I've not met Jeffel.
Iona Goodwin.
We'll meet in the middle of the earth. I had a great one.
Emily Branan.
I know them.
Yes.
It may sound like that's one person the way I said
Emily
that.
and
Bill Chandler.
I've not met you.
But you next to have.
Yeah.
You got
And Bill might be joining us. Let's say it on the show so we actually do it this time.
Yeah, we're doing a high five happy hour.
We're doing a high five happy hour this week with Bill.
Yeah, and we'll be doing Dick Fight Island.
And if you forgot what high five happy hour is,
So have we.
that's me and Amy's show.
Yeah. Which Bill has experienced the flakiness that is dealing with just the two of us.
And I'm gonna look up what it is we do on that show, so I remember.
We should all
Experience the flakiness sounds like something
Yeah.
from a Pillsbury product.
well,
Oh, I was thinking of a Head and Shoulders commercial.
Gross.
moderate to severe.
I would say severe in my case.
I need to make sure you guys have your little high five sounds.
We'll deal with it.
Oh my
anyway,
God.
Freddie, keep going.
What am I doing?
The Beelzebubs.
Oh, yeah, those people.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Monica Martinson.
Monica, we'll give you another shot to pick. She did get back to me, and I'll explain later, but we'll give you another shot at that.
All right. We'll have two listener picked selections in.
No, don't. We'll get back We'll figure it out.
We'll have 5.
We'll have all the people on the damn list.
We'll
It's
do-
going to be a long month,
We're
guys.
losing control of Freddy right now.
Paul Gauthier.
Oh,
Yeah. Brian Krause coming down the avenue.
Dude, I've not met you yet.
But again,
Is
practically.
he coming to Horror Hound?
I hope so.
Oh.
Alyssa Boehm.
I know her.
Dave Siebert.
What up?
I know him.
You do. Carla Gibson.
We got to meet somewhere in the middle of the
Yeah,
earth,
it's
too.
time to happen.
Yep.
Portugal, right? Like, I can't get there.
Is Carla in Portugal?
Thought she was. No, that's somebody
a different-
else.
You're
That's a
thinking of
different
Carla Rodriguez.
Yeah, you're thinking
Where's
of Carla
this one
Rodriguez.
at?
This is Canada, I believe.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
That's easier.
Oh, we can go to Canada. You can't come here.
Too many Carlas.
That sounds like a classic rock song.
It sounds like an episode of Cheers.
We can go to Canada, but you can't come here.
Oh, yes.
Why
it does.
are we still?
I thought
Why?
you meant too many Carlas.
Too many Carlas too.
Yeah.
I think there's just the right amount. I wish
seems
I could have more
rude.
Carlas.
It would seem like we were risking a diplomatic incident with the Canadians by like not allowing them into the country, even
Because
though they were
they're doing them
allowing
a favor.
Americans.
They're such an angry people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like tip of a hat.
You
know?
don't want to come here.
You just think like Justin Trudeau's like calling Biden every day, like, motherfucker, what is your problem?
That's what Justin Trudeau sounds
Yes.
like. Dustin Chisam.
Dustin, I know him.
Yeah.
Ace.
Is the place.
And them 2 kitties. Dustin's a cuddly dude.
I think
Oh,
we have
yes.
just lost it all.
And finally, last but not least, Lynn Walsh.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
Down there.
Hey, girl.
Oh, down
In
there.
Oz.
Down
Not
in the land
mad
of
yet.
Oz.
We'll meet in the middle. You get wherever Iona is. Hopefully, you guys are like a couple blocks away.
Pick her up on
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean,
And just because Australia,
all
everything's
our
like a couple
Australian
blocks.
listeners live basically in the same neighborhood.
Okay,
Did you say grab Ben?
and then grab Ben.
We have Andy.
And the
Yeah,
Andy,
Andy.
the Ivans brothers.
Oh my
Yep.
lord. Yeah, and Andy, yeah.
And more.
Australians.
And Kraby,
Yep.
if he's still listening.
I feel like
And
we have way
Sam
more in
Neill.
common
Sam Neill.
with the Australians than the Australians do
Master
with
Blaster.
the English.
Australia and Texas.
The Hemsworths?
are
both
sweet spots.
Hemsworths. The third one can stay. No, I like him too. He's on Westworld.
Oh, I didn't know there was
But
a
I
third
don't
one.
disagree with you, Andy.
They're all good.
It was like the Baldwins.
There's not a
We're
bad
going to keep
Hemsworth.
finding Hemsworths.
The Baldwins?
Remember how there are all those Baldwin brothers that we
There's
didn't
so
know
many,
about?
yeah.
Yeah, they
Until like
yeah.
later, and then we were like, wait, there's another one. Wait, there's another. Wait, what? And they all looked less and less like Alec by
Well,
varying degrees until you
yeah.
get to Steven.
And one of
you're like,
them-
is that the same family?
One of them, Adam Baldwin, is not a Baldwin. He's his own separate subspecies.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he like
He's
a
a
half
piece of
Baldwin?
trash.
And he's also, a real
Yeah, big
jerk.
old Trumper or whatever. Yeah.
He's a jerk.
Oh, you think him and Alec are buddies over? You
No.
think they've had a few combos?
Yeah, they butt heads.
Oh,
They have
I wonder.
cocktails.
Yeah.
It's a shame because the guy's a great actor.
I don't know why
Plays good
this
toughs.
is happening.
Oh, yes.
Good toughs.
Yeah, he was in John Carpenter's Vampires.
Did I ever tell you I wanted to start a spin-off podcast called Reynolds Rap with just RAP and we just talk about Burt Reynolds movies?
Yeah, you've mentioned that in the show before.
I was thinking about it again because now there's a finite number of them. He's passed away
Yeah.
and we've been to where he's buried.
We didn't actually find him, but
Yeah.
we were there.
We
We,
You
couldn't
dug up a
find
lot
him.
of holes.
did. We tried.
Man, we saw a lot of celebrity bones that trip. Calista
Oh, boy.
Flockhart,
Okay.
Yeah.
She's still alive.
But you saw her bones.
but we did see her bones.
She needs some groceries on her.
She needs. Oh, I don't want to thin shame.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, it's warm out.
yes.
Get off my plane.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on Dawn of the Dead. And Igor made the nachos in a severed human head, and they enjoy the movie with their friends. David Kessler walks the streets of